Good morning, students. In the previous class we studied about developing an ANN. Now we are going to study here how the data is being trained and what is the output of the data once it has been trained, and what is the probability of the data accuracy can be predicted by using an ANN. Now we are going to study the chart how the training in an ANN, that is a training data, is split into three parts. That is training set, validation set, testing set. Now in the testing set or during a testing set, there is one more double validation called as a k-fold cross validation. So we are going to learn here, like in the previous class, how we studied about a K-map algorithm for a cluster analysis. Please remember, in the cluster analysis, similarly we were going to validate the k-fold cross validation. Now we will study how the training has been given. That is about how and when it is called as a training data. Yes, it is in a trained. Now it is undergoing for a training. So because in the previous classes I told you, while collecting the data or gathering the data itself is in a complex. It may be in a handwritten, it may be in a pattern, it may be in a fingerprint recognition, it may be in a clustered data. So there are different types of complex pattern data are available while gathering the data. Now how I am going to declare it as a trained data. Now how it has been taken care. Now according to that, if it is called as a training data, this data set is used to adjust the weight on the neural network. This is about the data. For example, if it is used to adjust the weight on the neural network, then I can confidently say that yes, it is in a training set data. So there is a chances, there is a probability, whatever the data we have gathered, it is a 60% of the data can be considered as a training data. Clear? Now validation set. Now this data set is used to minimize overfitting and verifying the accuracy. It is not talks about the weightage, it's not talks about the adjusting the weightage, it talks about the minimizing the overfitting and verifying the accuracy type of data. That is a maximum or a probability or approximately 20% of data are called as a validation training data sets. Clear? Now testing data. This data set is used only for testing the final. Once it is undergone for a training, once it is called as a validation set, then I am going to test this as a final stage of training. That is called as a compilation, whether you are pass or a fail, whether it is eligible to pass the information to the next neuron. No, it is not possible to pass the information to the next neuron. So you can think it like an eligibility criteria. So that is about a testing set. It has happened at the final stage and it is only for a testing. That is what it will do here. This data set is used only for testing the final solution in order to confirm the actual predictive power of the network. Please underline, in order to confirm the actual predictive power of the network. I am going to use some set of data at the final stage. It is called as testing the data. Now next, what is meant by a k-fold cross validation? K-fold cross validation approach means the data is divided into k equal pieces and the learning process is repeated k times, with each piece becoming a training set. First I'll divide, then I will process it n number of times or k times such that each piece becomes a training set. This process leads to a less bias, and this process leads to a less bias and more accuracy, but is more time consuming. Please underline, but it is more time consuming. This is called as a k-fold cross validation. Divide into equal pieces like a k pieces. You repeat the process k times such that each piece becomes a training set. That means I want to come back to the first category of set, training set. Once it is become a training set, then I can process the lead, I can process it to a 60%, or I can convert into validation, and I can convert into test set such that it will leads to the less bias and more accuracy. This is called as a double cross or k-fold cross validation, but it consumes more time. Be careful, underline. I can repeat the process again. I can repeat it such that it will become a training data, that by adjusting the weightage, but it will consume the more time. So this is about the training. The data is split into three parts called as training data, training set, validation set, testing set, and then a k-fold cross validation set. Now, what is the advantage of using ANN? ANN advantage is it imposes very little restrictions to their use. First advantage, there is no need to program ANN neural networks as they learn from examples. They get better with use without much programming effort. That is by routine, by practice, or by knowledge they will be learned by themselves. ANN can handle a variety of problem types including classifications, clustering, associations, and so on. ANN are tolerant of data quality issues, and they do not restrict the data to follow strict normality and or independence assumptions. They never assume it. ANN can handle both numerical and categorical variables. That is very important. ANN can be much faster than the other techniques. Most importantly, ANN users provide better results, that is for production and for clustering. It also contains statistical counterparts once they have been trained enough. Our main objective is category of the data, training the data. Repeat the process till they become a training data. Once if it becomes training data, the usage of the training data and the accuracy of that process is excellent. This is the best advantage. Next advantage is it can compile both numerical and it can categorical variables, and no need to impose the knowledge, that is they learn from examples, and variety of problem types can be included. For example, classifications, clustering, associations. We are going to learn in the next coming classes about the association mining, text mining, how the data can be processed. It is manageable. I can handle this such type of data by using ANN, and ANN much faster than the other techniques with respect to the compilation. So not only that, productions and the clustering, the accuracy, statistical data, stock production example, business application example, or approval of a loan application example, or the best by learning the training data can process efficiently. These are some of the advantages of ANN. Now we will study what is the disadvantage of using ANN. They are deemed to be black box solutions. They are lacking in explainability because they learn from their examples, automatically explain, or a description will be less. They are always called as in a black box solutions. Optimal design of ANN is still an art. It requires expertise and extensive experimentations. Yes, and it can be difficult to handle a large number of variables, especially the rich nominal attributes with an ANN. Similarly, it takes a large data sets to train an ANN, consumes more time. That's it.